Good morning, Story Trading VIPs. Man, it is a lot to cover today. It's Tuesday, February 28th. We have been killing it day after day after day with these morning calls. And man, it's about time I shift my portfolio to just trading these morning calls instead of sitting on long-term positions, which haven't been working out. So look at that. That's our watch list. We're going to go through these real quick, and then we're going to get to Dan Carlson from Tailwinds Research on TFFP for an update. Quickly, I haven't even looked at the markets today, QQQ SPY, because we've had so much catalyst, so much news that we think are going to move regardless of what the markets are doing. And we can see basically nothing to talk about here. Everything's kind of stable. So we're going to skip right over that today. And we know there's lots of risk in the market, yada, yada, yada. But let's go to the catalyst and the specific stocks. We've been playing Tesla for a couple days now. Event anticipation run. Investor Day is tomorrow after 4 p.m. And thank you, Chris, for letting me know it's after the close tomorrow. I thought it was all day tomorrow. So now you have an extra day, not only all day today, but you also have tomorrow to allow the stock to potentially hit the ultimate target of 220. It already hit target number 1 at 209. Target number 2 is between 215 and 217. And target number 3 right up there at the 200 DMA, 220, 221. I think that's a sell the news event tomorrow, Investor Day. It's going to take a lot to break the 200 DMA after that. LAZR. All right, we crushed this thing the last few days, broke the 200 DMA on the multi-billion-dollar Mercedes news, and now we have Investor Day today. I'm not sure the timing of that might be worth looking into, but I expect volatility on this. This already come up a long way. Yes, it's 30% short. Hit our first target 929 and pulled back. Our second target's at 10, and the third target's over there 1130. It could make its way there, but we could also have sell the news today. So this one, a little bit mixed on. I think the way I'm just going to call this is volatility. LAZR will be volatile today. We already made a lot of money on this. So potential opportunities to buy pullbacks. Maybe tune in to that Investor Day today and make a decision if that's going to be enough to break 929 and head towards our second and tertiary targets of that I just gave you, like 10 and 1130. LLAP, man, this has been a debate. So far, I've been wrong. We have an event tomorrow at 4:30 with Julian and Sanjay from our group on Zoom. It's not going on YouTube. It'll just be for our community. Tomorrow, 40:30 to debate LLAP. I'm still holding. This is consolidation inside candles. I'm looking for a breakout above 325, but this has been a rare stock so far that we've been wrong on in terms of a rapid re-rating. But, maybe sometimes you got to wait more than one day to get your targets. Now, we got some earnings last night. ASUR Software, ASUR, they raised guidance, EBITDA guidance for 2023 by 15%. I think that's good for a 15% move in the stock here at the 52-week highs now. Very likely to get into the Russell 2000 inclusion. If you put 15% on this from yesterday, that's $13, which aligns kind of nicely with a level here that used to be support, a little jagged there, but it used to right there. You see it? Well, about 13 to 14 area. It also had a couple price target upgrades this morning. One as high as $20. I think the other one is $15. Oh, wow. Is this another one that just came in? Just came in. $23. And then we have $23, $15, $20 on a big beat. It was 17 cents versus break even estimate. So I think ASUR Software is one that could really fly today. I did not play this, not liquid enough. So not one I'm picking up in pre-market. We'll have to see how it opens and see if there's some supply there, already up 6.5%. All right, QUIK had earnings. I tuned into the conference call. A little bit of slippage here, but it doesn't change the whole story. Some of the revenue they thought that was going to come in Q1 is actually going to come in Q2, getting pushed back a little bit, but it doesn't change anything to have 19 million in cash burning, 1 million cash a quarter. So no risk of dilution here. And there's upside optionality of tens of millions of dollars if they get these government DoD contracts, which they already have. But if it goes to the next phases, they can have an additional tens of millions of dollars in revenue, which is not priced into the stock. So I'm not really predicting a re-rating on this, but also I think supports can hold. Did have that slight miss, but the outlook still looks great. Nothing really changed at all, except things being pushed back by 1 quarter in terms of flipping to profitability and stay at profitability in Q2 before it was Q1 prediction. That's on QUIK. Zoom had earnings last night. We did the math last night and we calculated $78 to $80 would be the re-rating range, and it's right in there. I don't see much of an opportunity. When we did the math last night, it was like $75 or 77, maybe by the time I posted it. and it did make a move to 80 right at our target and pulled back, but not enough here. Interestingly, though, when you calculate this, that re-rating value based on the earnings be about $80, it's right in between the 20 and the 200. So is there a possibility it makes a move towards 85 in the coming weeks, 86? Maybe, but I'm not banking on it. And you can see maybe the 20 DMA support that you can maybe bank more on that Zoom beat. HIMS and HERS, a stock I'm not familiar with, but they had a really good report. They beat revenue and earnings expectations. I don't know the stock well, but they did set guidance for 25 million adjusted EBITDA at the midpoint for 2023, and their target is 100 million by 2025. That's growth of 100% year over year for 2 years. Sporting currently a P. Well, didn't I have a PE of 22? I must have calculated. It's not here. I must have. Oh, yeah, I calculated. That's right. The adjusted EBITDA based on the market cap. Okay. The forward adjusted EBITDA ratio is what I calculated is about 22. So this is a new 52-week high. I think this is a hard one, a little hard for me to identify supports and resistance. I mean, $10 right there is your support, 10.08. It's hard for me to calculate a fair value on this HIMS, but it's at a 52-week high. Sentiment's really good. And if you believe the target that they're going to reach the 100 million EBITDA target in 2025, it still looks cheap. So I think you basically, the play here is that the sentiment will cause technical levels, technical support levels to hold. That's how I'm looking at this. The sentiment will cause technical support levels to hold, and it could be buyable, tradable. Today, I saw someone in our community has held this for a long time, thinks it's a good investment and a good buyout candidate. So that's something to look into further if you'd like. Celsius has earnings tomorrow. Is it tomorrow morning or after the close? It's very soon. Okay, so Celsius earnings are coming up. It's either after the close or tomorrow morning. And an analyst came out and upgraded Credit Suisse, I think it was. Yep, upgraded from $110 to $120. And I'm thinking this stock has been dead in the water for a long time. And the catalyst of that upgrade combined with event anticipation, this morning we said $95 target one in play, possibly up to target 2, 100. I probably doubt that, though. I think 95 without the earnings. Let's call it 95. And this morning, guess what? It hit like 94.80 or something, 94.72. And we called that when it was like 92. We gave you an alert, 92.93. Hit 94.90, came back. So I think a retest of that is still possibly in play today. Celsius 95 on event anticipation. SMSI just got clobbered. We saw this live on the show yesterday morning when it came out. I sold everything at $2. A couple of analysts came out here. 225 target lowers. Roth MKA only lowers to 550 from like 7. But here, this is the story trading perspective I want you to keep in mind. You know, there are a lot of people, fundamental investors, running around doing the math saying they have 2 left, right? 2 carriers left. Here's the math. Here's what it's worth. But I'm sorry, folks, that's not how the market works. All right. The market is all about perception of value, and sentiment has a lot to do with perception of value and market value. So I think whatever you calculate, just be careful here. If you're a fundamental investor and you're doing the math, great. But whatever you calculate, I guarantee you it's not going to trade at that fundamental value for a very, very, very long time. This is going to have a sentiment discount. So keep that in mind. And for me, I think there's other stocks, better stocks to invest in. That doesn't mean the stock can't be a 5 or 10 bagger from here. It absolutely can, but I'm not really interested in a stock with poor sentiment behind it. I like to have all my 4 pillars aligned. I like the math to look good, and I like the sentiment to be good. And obviously, the sentiment is not good, and there will be investors out there speculating that there's something wrong with the product, that maybe the other carriers will one day cancel, even though people do their homework and they see, oh, these are multi-year contracts and it's not easy to get out of. It doesn't mean anything when it comes to sentiment and market sentiment. So I'm staying away from SMSI, but, you know, God bless all the research that everyone's doing from a fundamental perspective. It is worthy to do that, and potentially it'll work one day. But again, sentiment discount. Not interested in a stock with a sentiment discount. Now, TPCSD, I think, was down yesterday morning. Oh, I don't have a chart because TD doesn't have it. But I did show you the Ameritrade chart. I mean, the E-Trade chart yesterday. We called a $7 support. It hit 710 and bounced right off of it. I think part of that was because there's a lot of overlap between SMSI and TPCS investors, and some people may have just been disgusted and sold everything. So I think that may have had something to do with the move in I'm just looking out of the corner on a stock that I'm not going to cover because it's like a gamble. It's a little D-SPAC runner, RNER. It's up 38%, but whatever. I have like a couple That's great. TPSD bounced right off of $7 support. AMLI worked out for us yesterday. We had a $2.90 target. It got like to 287 by 289. It was the highest it got yesterday. I didn't play it, but I think my colleague Yosef did and made out on that. Remember I pointed out MP. I pointed out MP after the earnings the other day, and it's been spectacular. And it's at a key level I want to bring up to you, 3609. If you can break this 3609, I think you can make a move to $40. That's a swing trade idea for you. If it breaks 3609, a move to 40. Last night in the Twitter spaces I participated in, one of the colleagues I have the greatest respect for, one of the traders, one of the best traders in that room, who also looks at fundamentals, made this his trade of the week idea. MP 36 at 3620, but that's a 3609 is a key level. Break that. Obviously, the hard part with this is, hey, they're making money, but like, what kind of PE do you calculate when you talk about these raw material companies, rare earths, whatever it is, any kind of commodities? It's very hard to rely on what the PE should be. It's just totally run by sentiment and, you know, the speculation of where prices are going to be in the future. And it's really, really hard to do that. But they just had a great report that beat. You break 3609, you can make a move to $40. All right. And we're going to move to Dan in just a second. Just want to let you know, CVV's on our radar, looking for a pullback possibly to 10 to pick that up. And here we go with TFFP. Let's bring on Dan Carlson onto the show right now.
Hey, Ben.
Good morning, Dan. How you doing? We brought you on a couple weeks ago, and you let us know that TFFP had a business update. This is like, here it is. That business update was on the afternoon of February 16th. And you can see there was an event anticipation on the thing, like rocketed 6% in a couple hours before the event. And then the event came and people were disappointed. Why don't you tell us what happened, why people are disappointed, and what you think of the opportunity now?
Yeah, sure. So I'll be quick. You're obviously busy today. The event basically was a reset of all expectations by the new management team, which I find to be very good. I had actually written 3 weeks ago in my newsletter, I'm holding off on averaging down in this stock. And you know, what they did was they said, if you're looking for external programs, probably not happening anytime soon. That was the big upsell from the previous CEO. They also said that interim results, we're not sure when we're going to come out with them. So we're not giving any timelines on that. So that's really what hit the stock. But there's good news in there, which is they said that their phase 2s will be done this year, which is the important thing. And there's a lot of value in there. And then basically this thing becomes a tightrope. They need money. They run out of money in November. Can they put out some good, you know, it's a steal at this price, but it can still go lower, obviously, if you have a financing coming, right? So can they put out interim results and drive the stock up to do a decent financing before they get desperate on cash? That's the bet you're taking here. You know, my premium guys, we had a call with the company last week. I can tell you they are extremely focused on getting interim results out. I believe they'll get it done. And just an inside tip for your guys here, which we saw on the call last week, I think you're going to see substantial insider buying when the window opens after they file their K, which is probably mid-March. So I think insiders believe they'll get this thing done and that there's a lot of value here. I actually did end up doubling down at around 67 to 70 cents after our call with the company. So
nice.
They threw out the kitchen sink and reset all expectations. And frankly, there's value here. Some great programs. The last management stunk. The new management is focused on execution, and I think they'll get it done.
Well, I hope that works out for you, and that'll be a big boost of confidence if there is insider buying. I can't tell you, though, how many times I've heard management tell me, yeah, I'm going to buy stock when the period opens, or it's whatever. There's a quiet period. I'm allowed to do it now. I forgot what that term is called, but and then they never do it. So let's see. Let's hope that works out. But based on like your calculations, you think they can avoid a dilution here?
Oh, they're going to have dilution. There's no doubt. The question is, do they get results out prior that will boost the stock up and allow the dilution to be less painful or not? 25 million market cap, even if they did at this price, it's still 50 million market cap with some programs that are worth a lot more than that. it's not bad. It's just about where they get it done. So
Awesome.
I think you'll probably end up raising money over $1 if they get the results out in time, and I think they will.
And let's look, since we are story trading, let's just look at the technicals here. You see the 50 DMA there at about 94 cents, and I think you also have psychological resistance at $1. And anyway, that was the top on February. Obviously, a key level, technically speaking. Dan, thank you so much for the update. Where can people find you and upgrade? You mentioned the premium program you have where your premium members talk to the CEO. How do they do that?
You can subscribe on my website, twresearch.com, twresearchgroup.com, sorry. And there's also a link to become a premium member. It's $500 a year. You get, we do Zoom calls with management teams. You also get to know in real time when I'm buying and selling stocks personally. And cool. One other one I'll throw you, Ben, because I have mentioned this in the past. ANIX, ANIX, I think I mentioned this last call.
Yeah.
That's one that has data coming at the American Association of Cancer Research in April. And they've already said this data is going to be great. That could be a major catalyst. That's one that I've been playing pretty heavily. So
cool. Thanks for letting us know about that, Dan. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Ben.
Yep. Take care. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. I just want to remind folks it's Tuesday. So again, we have our post-market wrap every day at 4 p.m. But tomorrow, Wednesday at 4:30 p.m., we're going to dive into LLAP with everyone on Zoom, on Sanjay, Julian. That's going to be a lot of fun. So lots of things going on today. TASER, LAZR, LLAP, ASUR, HIMS, Celsius. Lots of great opportunities to outperform the market like we're doing every single day over here. Good luck, everyone. We'll see you in the chat rooms.